Well, no, it's not Tuesday, but this is the best I got. I got to go on today. I got to experiment. What a day to be experimenting for a few minutes. It's not Tuesdays, so it's a Trekland Fridays Live special edition. Yes, have you heard? Star Trek Strange New Worlds, the Captain Pike show. Finally, it's out there. Finally, we can talk about it. Finally, it's a thing. Finally, it's the new Kurtzman era Star Trek show with the least amount of unknowns. Although there's plenty of unknowns. So here's 3 things we do know for sure about Star Trek Strange New Worlds, i.e. the Captain Pike show. 3 things we want to know. And 1 thing that's a pretty good guess. And you know what? I'm going to get back into this on Trekland Tuesdays Live next week, but I just had to jump in today and do this. Probably shocking a few of you. Yes, even on YouTube. But what do we do know? Look, we do know that canonically, thanks to Discovery Season 2, we've got Pike's term as captain on the Enterprise set from 2250 to 2265-ish, depending on when the handoff to Kirk occurred, because Where No Man's Gone Before is 2365. So, right? 22. God, I'm getting my centuries mixed up. 2265, he comes in 2250. We know that thanks to Spock's dating system that he mentions, his years, that he came aboard in 2254. And we also know that that is the date of the Talos 4 incident. So Spock had been captain or Pike had been captain for 4 years. We've got a time window set here. Sometime probably will they go after the Talosian incident for this series? Probably. So look, we've got an 11-year window, 10 to 11 years to set adventures in. We also know, thanks to Q&A Short Treks, we know that number 1 was there when Spock came aboard. So number 1 predates Spock, at least as far as that big 3 casting. Are we going to get Dr. Boyce? Are we going to get Chief Pitcairn? Are we going to get J.M. Colt? A human J.M. Colt. We'll get into all that later. But that's what we do know. This is a group that really sticks to at least concept canon, if not visual canon. So that's the thing. We do know that it'll probably be that. That's our parameters, right? We also know that the showrunner, confirmed today, is Henry Alonzo Myers, late of The Magicians on Sci-Fi, which just ended in April and wrapped up and was probably done months before that. What a lucky coincidence that he's free to be showrunner. Actually, they've been working for months on Star Trek Strange New Worlds. What the other thing we know is, and this is what gets me, look at the Kurtzman era so far. We've got 3 live action shows. I'm talking live action. I know Lower Decks and Nick Trek are out there. But of the live action shows, start wrapping your head around this, because this is what's coming down the pike, no pun intended. Oh my God, I'm going to wear that out. Discovery was all about, hey, we got a network or a streaming platform. We need a Star Trek show. Throw something at us. And a succession of people over time did that. Discovery started as an afterthought. Picard started as a brainstorming session. Okay, what do we do next? And then we got to talk the guy into it. Strange New Worlds, a.k.a. The Pike Show, began as good old Star Trek demand. And you know what? I don't know, even looking at DS9 and Voyager and Enterprise, no one demanded those formats. We demanded the return of Star Trek in a movie, and we demanded the return of Star Trek as a series, Next Generation. But no one's ever sat down and said, well, we have. It's never come to fruition. People wanted a Captain Sulu series, which wasn't going to happen. But, yeah, this is the first time an outright, pinpointed, laser-focused fan demand came about with a result. And it's the first of the Kurtzman era. So look at the three origins of the shows. Look at how they play out as far as continuity, as far as production continuity. I don't mean canon continuity. I mean production continuity. This is the first show that fans are going to be hyper invested in. Still watching with an eagle eye, but hyper invested in. What do we not know, or what I want to know? How big is the episode season order? Is it 10? Is it 12? Is it 13? Is it 14? Will it be 13 and have an extra one tacked on? We don't know. Obviously, the projected start will be as soon as the damn bug will let them all get together. They've been working for months separately. Pre-production people, art, visual effects, those kinds of things. You've got a set standing in Toronto. You've got some miniatures. You've got some CG models already set up. So a lot of this has been done, and the writing, of course, has been going on for a good while. But we won't see live action filming until the new Hollywood gets figured out with the coronavirus. And then as far as when a premiere happens, well, it'll at least be next year. But remember, this is the show that has bumped all the other plans, Section 31, which is still going, but the population demanded this. So, dating, we're still waiting to see. And the other big question mark is, get outside your blinders, Americans. We don't know, we haven't heard a global plan announced for distributing Star Trek Strange New Worlds. That's the thing. What I'm guessing at is, if you heard Anson Mount today on the YouTube introduction, and I quote, say, we're looking forward to working on, quote, a classic Star Trek show that deals with optimism and the future. So among the messages they heard, and if you remember, as Picard unwound, and I was trying everything here at Trekland Tuesdays Live, Portal 47, everything I was doing, any interview I would do, I got it. Before it was announced by press release and Sir Patrick quotes, I got creatively, organically, Picard was going to be the Loganization of Next Generation. I got that. That disappointed a lot of people. But I was trying to brace people for the fact that this was not going to be, Picard was not going to be a bright, happy show with a bright, happy captain and a bright, happy crew and a bright, happy ship having bright, happy adventures. But as a consolation prize, I said, look, guys, it's the times we live in. This is the perceived thought of what sells a streaming show. But let them have 6 or 7, let them have some successes under their belt. And I bet you show number 6, show number 7 will be this radical new idea of a bright, shiny captain and a bright, shiny crew on a bright, shiny ship having bright, shiny adventures. And lo and behold, my, how the time flies. If you include Section 31 in the development, we got Discovery, Picard, Section 31, Lower Decks, which is animated, I know, Nick Trek, and, oh, look, show number 6, apparently, is going to be, conceptually, Strange New Worlds, a bright, happy show with a bright, happy... If you take Anson Mount's quote here at face value, a classic Star Trek show, maybe even standalone, maybe a running arc or two, but not heavily serialized, we'll see. He says it's a classic Star Trek show that deals with optimism and the future. There is one thing I do not know, though. I want to see how the toxic clickbaiters make an acronym debate out of this one. It's SNW, guys. Case closed. Hey, look, I got a bug out. I just wanted to get on and say this. Try out the new gear. I'll see how much of this worked and how much... Oh, look at all the people seeing me. Is anybody on YouTube talking? No, no one's on YouTube talking, and no one's... Oh, yes, Captain Robert April is on YouTube. We're doomed. I don't know. And some Twitch folks. I'm shocked. Yes, we've got our Twitch channels. I have this set up because this is our setup for Life Support Live, Saturdays at noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. British summertime. Dr. Ali Matu, host of The Geek Show, and you've seen him on BuzzFeed and HBO and the other one, Netflix. We joined in to boldly go through uncertain times every Saturday with live interaction, and you can even phone into us on Skype. So check that out. There's a Facebook page all about it. And oh my gosh, in 2 hours or so, a little under, I'll be on with Nonfiction Friday. This week's book, is it handy? No, it's not. The classic Starfleet medical reference is our Nonfiction Friday book. You might want to tune in. We might have a surprise. That's a Zoom call. Go check it out on the Facebook page. Yada, yada, yada. I know. I'm always here at 1 p.m. Pacific-ish on Facebook, trying to get over to YouTube. Maybe I've found the way. We'll see. And, of course, every week on Tuesdays from Roddenberry Podcasts, you get the Trek Files. Its home base is on Facebook, but you also get the documents. It's the only podcast with paper. You can see what we're talking about, our focus documents, and our professional Star Trek guest every week on the Trek File. So if you're new to this, if I have stumbled into your arena and you have no idea what's going on with Trekland, as we say, Trekland is your big picture for clarity, sanity in all things Star Trek. In all of our projects. And of course, portal47.net is your minicon all year long. You can check that out too. Guys, I just had to jump on, try out some of this new stuff, maybe meet some new folks for the first time, and get some thoughts out about the Captain Pike show. Finally, Strange New Worlds, SNW. That's only one letter removed from SNL, you know. So be careful. Watch the auto spells. Autocorrect is a terrible thing. Guys, as always, stay healthy. Stay woke. In the broad sense. Thanks for jumping in here. You stumbled in. You found me live today. But seriously, there are things we know and there are things we want to know about Pike. I'm going to be talking more on Trekland Tuesdays live on Tuesday afternoon. Join me if you can. If not, catch it later. And as always, Trek well, everybody.